Hello everyone, welcome to Heroes Railway Journey. Today we're going to compare two different kinds of stations. First we'll look at Shinjuku Station, the busiest station in the world, and a few quieter, smaller stations in the countryside of Japan. Stations in Japan are often the central hub of many cities. For example, a big station could have all the amenities you'd ever need, such as a grocery store, cafes, restaurants, clothing stores, bookstores, bakeries, and your convenience. When people are moving to new places in Japan, the main priority for a lot of people is what station they are closest to. And I'm sure that is the case for many people around the world. Bigger stations also have the convenience of multiple trains running within an hour or even a minute. Smaller stations, mostly in the countryside, you won't really see too many buildings or establishments. It's very often just a platform, with trains only running a few times in one day, and with people moving out of the countryside into the city, stations in rural areas have gotten less attendance and traffic or have even gone dormant. But it doesn't mean that they have nothing to offer. Through these tiny stations, you can experience the charm and the beauty of the Japanese countryside. They can offer views that you won't be able to find in the city. Now let's get on to our first segment on Shinjuku Station, the busiest station in the world. Shinjuku is one of the major wards of Tokyo, a center for business, shopping, food, and administration. If you plan on visiting Tokyo, there's a high probability that you'll end up in Shinjuku, as many of the train lines will connect here. And there's a lot to do, especially if you want somewhere to go for the nightlife. If you want something specific to buy or eat, you're bound to find it in Shinjuku. Umoi-de Yokocho is a strip of izakayas and restaurants crammed together right by the station. It is great for yakitori and beers. And then there is Kabukicho, the red light district, known for many bars and restaurants, and Golden Gai. Golden Gai is a small section of alleyways full of tiny bars and clubs squeezed in this tiny area. It can be considered a little dangerous if you aren't careful with what establishments you enter. I would recommend avoiding people beckoning you to come in, but don't let that deter you. This is still a fun area to get drinks and kick back in. Or if you're a big Yakuza fan. There are certainly many areas where you can dance and party in. There is also the Shinjuku Metropolitan Government Building. From the top you get a free, gorgeous view of the Tokyo skyline. I highly recommend this if you're visiting Tokyo for the first time to get a scope of how big the city really is. You can also visit the square where the final scene of Lost in Translation takes place with Bill Murray and Scarlett Johansson. I wonder what he whispered into her ear. Shinjuku Station serves as the main connecting hub of the trains in Tokyo. It broke the Guinness Book of World Records of being the busiest station in the world, clocking in at least 3.6 million people almost every day. That's more than the population of Osaka City and the entire country of Jamaica. In comparison, Grand Central Station in New York City, one of the busiest stations in the US, has 750,000 visitors every day. There are several train lines available at Shinjuku Station: the Chuo Mainline Limited Express, the Chuo Line Rapid, the Chuo Sobu Line, the Saikyo Line, the Shonan Shinjuku Line, the Yamanote Line, the Keio Line, the Orakyu Line, the Tokyo Metro Marunouchi Line, the Narita Express. From here you can get to almost anywhere in Tokyo and beyond. The Yamanote is a loop service that connects to many of Tokyo's major stations, such as Shibuya Station and Tokyo Station. It is Japan's most popular and iconic line. The Narita Express connects to the Narita Airport, the Shonan Shinjuku Line connects to the Kamakura, the Orakyu Line connects to Hakone, and the Chuo Main Line connects to Mount Takao. There is also a bus terminal on the second floor of the south side of the station. The station can also be described as a giant mall. There are many boutique and clothing stores with lots of high fashion options. A grocery store stocked with fresh food and produce, along with a bakery, and a flower store, and many opportunities to buy souvenirs too. Shinjuku Station is massive and can be confusing to get around, and it's easy to get lost. I don't really have any tips on how to navigate the station, because I get lost myself too, but I recommend carrying a mindset of enjoying your time being lost. There may be something in the station that might catch your eye. You can spend a whole day here and still only scratch the surface of what Shinjuku Station has to offer. Now let's go somewhere quieter and look at some of the smaller stations of Japan. As you can expect, stations in the countryside are much more quiet and subdued. Sometimes there aren't even train attendants. Train staff will either punch your ticket, or there's a turnstile for you to tap your card. One example I want to show is on the Sagami Line in Kanagawa. It runs along the Sagami River and connects from Hashimoto to Chikasaki. The rolling stock in this line are the 205 series, which were introduced in 1991 but have been refurbished since. So the trains are still pretty modern. The only thing you may find surprising is that the doors have a button to open and close. When it is rush hour, they will all open, but if there aren't too many commuters, sometimes you need to press it yourself. Here at EDS Station, there's not too much to see. On one side is rice fields. On the other side is more rice fields. There are no attendants, and the average amount of commuters per day is around 1,000, which is a big change from Shinjuku's 3.6 million. It is quiet and peaceful, but you may need to walk a bit to find a convenience store or a restaurant. Some may consider this station to be a hidden gem. I admit I do enjoy a station with a quiet atmosphere. Along the same line is the Shimomizo station, just a few stops away. There is no attendant, but the station building is actually quite nice, and there are bathrooms that are pretty well maintained. But the main reason why I recommend this station is the gorgeous view of the Tanzawa Mountains and the Sagami River. Over the summer, they do a kite festival, which is a lot of fun too. I would highly recommend coming here at sunset, as the sun sets behind the mountains. Also a great spot for a picnic too. This is a rare view that you can only find in this station. The next few stations I want to feature are along the Kominato line. The Kominato line is located in Chiba Prefecture and runs from Goi Station to Kazusa Nakano Station. A vintage Kiha single-car diesel 200 series runs along the line. Trains in rural areas such as this often only run a few times a day due to low passenger rate. Because so many have left the area and moved into the city, the Kominato Railway Company has had difficulty in maintaining funds. Many stations along the line are unmanned. Some stations don't even have turnstiles. Often one of the attendants on the train will check your ticket as you get off. You'll notice a lot of people using the line lately are people coming from Tokyo that want to escape and enjoy the natural splendors of Chiba. There are many antique station buildings on this line, and the sights are very idyllic. Sometimes on this line, they stop at the station just so people can get out to take pictures and see the old station building. The station has a small seating area and artwork made by the local school children. There is a ticket office, but it has not been open since 2002. The next station is Yoro Keikaku Station. This is one of the few stations on the line that is still fully staffed. There's also a foot bath area, but unfortunately when I came, it was closed. I recommend stopping by the station because it's a great spot for train spotting. There's a beautiful Nanohana, aka canola flower field, that blooms from mid-March to early April. The Kominato cuts through the field, and it is a great opportunity for train fans like me to take their photos and videos. Also, since the wait between trains was so long, I took the opportunity to have a little lunch. I do encourage everyone on the next trip to Tokyo to step outside and experience the countryside of Chiba. Chiba has a lot of charm, and it isn't too far from Tokyo either. Because of the Kominato Railway, we can still visit these now historic stations that haven't changed in many years. In a way, the entire line feels like a time capsule. So those are the two different kinds of stations in Japan. Is there one you prefer? The beauty of public transport is you can go from the lively metro center of Tokyo to the quiet countryside in the mountains all within one day. A lot of the fun areas in Tokyo are centered around the stations, so no matter where you go, you're bound to find something fun to do. And in the countryside, there are sights and sounds that you can't find anywhere else. I do find Shinjuku Station to be a bit overwhelming at times with all the people, but I love how convenient and well connected it is. And I love the calm and beauty of the rural stations. The perfect station to me provides quick and easy access to the city and the countryside, as all the restaurants, stores, and amenities, and a nice view would be a huge plus. I'm curious what stations are like in your home. How do you view your station? As a central hub to your town, or just a way to connect you to different places? I hope you take the time in the future to see what your closest station has to offer. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and thank you all for watching. I hope I can see y'all in the next video. Ja ne!